Welcome back, everybody. This is a requested video by someone who wanted to have the same video as my last one. My last video was about Glorians who to prioritize. This is exactly the same, but for Ethereals. I thought that would happen because they're just as popular. But yeah, if you ever want to request a video on my channel about Omniheroes, put them in the comments, and if they're good enough, I'll read them and I'll do them. If they're quite recent of my last video, I won't do them because I would have one. But if you want the update version, I can also do that too. So Ethereals is straight to the point. They're just as strong as Glorians. They can be a little bit stronger at times, depending on how much money you put into Ethereals, but they're kind of straightforward. You can't get all the characters from many other places. There's kind of one place only, and that's it. So the first person on this list is Karnak. Is Karnak a mandatory character? He's definitely a mandatory character. He's really strong. He's easy to get. You can get him from any, or they call it Odyssey now. You get it from the Odyssey, or you can also get him from the Odyssey shop. And if you're lucky, you can probably roll him in the Oracle, or you could probably roll him in a normal summon and get him. What star rating would I say you should stop at? I don't think there's actually a place you can stop at. As long as you get his whole kit online. I'm talking about like the Protector. You also get his runes online. He should be good. There's not really any point to stop him. Obviously, don't go overboard and go 14, 15. That's a bit overboard, but at least get him to around 10 to 12. 10 to 12 is fine. If you can get him to 13, that would be overkill, but it'll still be nice to get the base stats. But yeah, overall is a good character. 106 speed, so he moves before most DPSs. Like I said in my last video, the average speed for a DPS is 105 to 106. So if he's 106 on attack, he's going to move before most DPSs on the enemy team. He just won't move before supports and tanks. That's pretty much it. But definitely a good character, and definitely can work with someone else I'm about to mention soon. They're basically like the best partners. They have like quite similar synergies, and they're pretty good together. I don't think you can use one without the other. They basically have to be in the same team all the time. But yeah, definitely a good character, definitely strong, and his runes are amazing. His exclusive runes, that is. Idora, I don't even have to even speak about this. Idora is the best character in the game. Of course, you can see by how people spend how much money on Idora, how the game or the devs don't allow her to be in an Oracle, or not Oracle, sorry, the Oracle shop, I should say. Yeah, she's not free there, even though she should be. She's not there. Overall, the best character in the game. Her potentials, she has, it's unlimited. Her potential is unlimited in this game. I wouldn't say she has like a stopping point. There's no really stopping point. It's depending on how much money you spend. You can also buy the skin. The skin is actually quite important. If you're playing somebody that also has an Adora and they're on defense, and you're on defense and they're on attack, then their Adora move before yours because it's 106. You're both speed tying, and this game only gives the first attack to the attacker because they're attacking you. So if you do have the skin over here, the skin gives you 10 speed, so then it will put you at 116. That is really good because you can go before some supports, and you can also go before all the other DPSs in the game, so that's pretty good. How do you get the skin? Well, you can't get the skin at the moment, but they will come again. There will be a time where you could buy the skin for maybe $50 or $60. I don't know how much it is, but it's around there. Definitely a good skin you have to buy if you want the full potential of Idora. Definitely a strong character. As for the runes are amazing. Again, probably one of the best runes in the game. You want to aim for the red ones. If you can't get the red ones, then please get the gold ones. But the red ones is definitely a must. If you're looking to use Ethereal, the red ones is key. It's mandatory to have the red ones. If you go for anybody else in Ethereals for red one first, that's kind of like trolling and not smart. So again, if you're looking to have a super strong Ethereal team, you got to have Idora and you got to have a red runes, because that's basically how strong Ethereal is. Without Idora, they're not as strong. With Idora of red runes, you're basically going to be killing anybody, and you might struggle against other people that have Ethereal, but if you have the skin, you might be able to beat them. But yeah, definitely a strong character. Passive is good. The ult's good. She can come back alive. Pretty strong. She's celestial, so again, she can work with Karnak. Straight great bond. Even a new character coming out, I forgot her name, but she's coming out in 2 days or 3 days from now. The new Gen 5 Ethereal. She's also celestial, so if you can run all three of them in your team, you're going to get a strong power spike and damage, and you're going to get a bit of crit rate, which again helps Ethereals because you're crit. So yeah, definitely a good character. And she's also Enchanter. Enchanter is extremely strong. So let's say you wanted to run a team that's not just Ethereal, you want to run a full Enchanter team. Idora is definitely a good character over there because she can apply her ultimate from the beginning of the game, and she can apply it twice in round 2. So again, you're going to be easily hitting everyone in the team, in the backline and the front line, applying confusion to the enemy team. And confusion is quite strong because it makes them either have a 50% chance to attack or 50% chance to attack themselves. So again, definitely a strong ability. So yeah, if you get the skin, put at 116, definitely strong and overall strong character. I recommend getting this character before any other character. If you can spend money, get Adora first. And then if Adora stops around, get to like 12 star. Actually, you know what? I would say there's no limit to Adora. If you have the money to get it to 15 star, just do it, because every stat would count for you to destroy someone. If you want to be the strongest on the game, I would work on Adora to max. But her potential for a normal player would stop around 9 to 12. But if you want to go exceed over that, then get it for 15 if you want to. Next character, Mass, definitely not good. I wouldn't recommend anyone getting him because, you know, he's not good. He's kind of weak. He's kind of slow. When I say weak, he doesn't actually do anything like Karnak and Idora. In the royal side, he doesn't do that. It is nice that he's a demon, so you can apply the holy shield, but he just not a character you want to use. The best part about him is that he has enchanter. So like I said before, if you're looking to use an enchanter team, this is great because he can also have enchanter and he can also have Ethereals with Idora to actually do get something going. You can get the crits and you can get the enchanter buff. But again, definitely a terrible character. He is free. You can get it from Odyssey, you can get it from other places, but I definitely wouldn't recommend spending your oracles on him. Do not spend your oracles on him. Do not spend real money on him, and definitely do not invest anything else into him. Don't get his red runes. Don't even get his exclusive runes. Just don't do anything. If you want to use him as a free to play just to get you through the game, that's a wise idea, just to use him for the meantime. But please do not rest anything into him. Even when you complete Odyssey and you see another character that's not ethereal, it's not a great idea to get him. It's just the only good idea to get him for the enchanter. Get him for the demon and the enchanter, just so you can get the base general stats for your game or for your account, to get the power, and then just to unlock the enchanter. So if you ever do need the enchanter, you can use it. But overall, definitely a terrible character. The only way he could get any stronger if he got a skin and maybe this 99 speed was a bit higher. That's it. But he can do damage. But the damage is not amazing because you can just use someone else. That he's kind of old school now. Not a good idea to use him. So definitely not priority. He's just there to be used if you have nothing else. This is one of the latest characters. It came out. Did it come out last season? Yeah, I think it came out last season with Madeline. It's definitely a strong character. Can work with other people outside of Ethereal because she's striker. She is demon, so again, the only person you can really use her with is people outside of Ethereals, or you can use it with Mass. But like I said before, Mass isn't a good character, but she is a good character because she's one of the latest Ethereals in the game. She has 110 speed. Like I said before, the average DPS speed is 105 to 106. The fact that she's 1 of 10 makes her way better than most DPSs, because let's say you fight another team that has a lot of slow DPSs that are around 1 of 5, 1 of 6, just like Nyx, you will get the first go on attack and defense, which is really nice to have the first go on attack and defense, because let's say someone's attacking you while you have this team on defense, you may get a kill if you're strong enough, you get a lot of crits, or if you're stronger than them, then you may kill them before they get a go. So definitely a good character. Her runes, however, are just as good. It's all about speed and holy shield. So again, if you have the runes, not the red runes, do not invest the red runes. Maybe if you have more luxury after Idora and after Karnak, then you can get this if you want. But I wouldn't advise you getting this because there's so many other characters that have better red runes, like Cat, like Idora, like Karnak. They have way more better ones. But if you do have the money, the time, and you have the space to spend your red runes, then you could get this, but I wouldn't recommend it. As for her gold runes are really good and they're easy for anybody to get. If you're endgame, you can easily get red runes in probably a month. So yeah, definitely get the exclusive, but I wouldn't recommend getting the red until you finish the other mandatory characters like Karnak and Idora. I think that's all the royals. I'm going to talk about the new royal. I think the new royal should be spoken about. The new royal is definitely strong. It's a phantom celestial royal Ethereal. Definitely a strong character. There's not much people she can bond with on the last synergy apart from Anubia, but Anubia is quite bad. So I wouldn't recommend even putting that in your team. If you want to run another character outside of Ethereals like Janna or Arishtar that also have Phantom, then you could, or you can run the new character. I think is it in yeah this one too. She also has Enchanter, not Enchanter, sorry. She also has Phantom, but again, Phantom's not that big in Enchant, not Enchant, sorry. Phantom is not as good in Ethereals because there's a lot of Enchanter and Protector, and again, I wouldn't see the need to even run Phantom in Ethereals because it wouldn't really make sense. You kind of can't die. You have a lot of sustain, you have to shield, you have to heal. The Phantom wouldn't really make sense. It would be nice to come back alive, but by then you probably killed the enemy team or they probably killed you, and they're probably going to kill you again because then if Karnak and Cat is dead, then there's no actual sustain for your team. So you're pretty much dead because you don't have monarchs, you don't have anything. So yeah, I think the new character is really strong from what I've seen, but the only bad thing about the character is just the Phantom. That's pretty much it. Everything else is good, the Phantom's bad. So yeah, if you want to get a new character, I'll recommend it, but it's nothing better than Aurora. That's all I got to say. But it's still definitely a strong character to put in your team. It's definitely a nice looking character too. So if you want to get the new character coming out in a few days, I'd recommend buying it. If you have a completed Karnak and a completed Eudora. Next character, she isn't good. In my personal opinion, I don't think she's good. I feel like the Monarch is nice. You can run it with Dorabella if you're having like a more of a cheaper team. If you run Dorabella, her, and Macaria, you can get 3 Monarchs, but then you can't really have Eudora in your team. It's kind of weird because you have to have Eudora in your team if you want to be in the top ranks or the top level of the game. I feel like this character could have had potential if it was a bit stronger. It is nice as Dawnbringer. Dawnbringer's nice, but I feel like this character just isn't good. I wouldn't think this character's even point of putting anything into it. Don't invest into this character. If you're free to play, use the character because there's anything else to use. I don't think there's any other characters to use apart from Dorabella, Cat, and her. Ellie and Anubia are not as good as her, but this character does lose potential in endgame, so I wouldn't recommend it. But if you are early game or free to play, I recommend using this. She is really slow at 101 speed, so you won't be really doing much, but her damage can be nice if you're like in lower ranks or free to play. But yeah, I wouldn't recommend anyone investing into her because she's not as strong. On the other hand, someone like just like her, the other pirate, this is the better pirate you want to invest in, is Cat. Also called Long Neck. I don't know why she looks like that, but she does. Definitely one of the best characters. You have to. This is also a mandatory character. You have to focus on getting her. Her speed is slow, but it doesn't matter because her character or her skill set is made like a passive. She doesn't have to do anything, but she does a lot, if that makes sense. She doesn't have to move to do anything. Her passive is so strong that even if she doesn't even attack, it's still strong. And that passive is giving people a shield when they crit. So if Karnak, Eudora, or Adorabella, Ellie, or anybody who is Ethereals or outside Ethereals crits, then she can apply a shield continuously with no cooldown to the enemy team, to your team and herself. So that's super strong. And if you bond it with people with that Macaria increases shield strength, then that's also nice because you compare it with other people outside of Ethereals. And her red runes are insane. They're just like Macaria's passive, or I just explained to you that they increase the shield. So again, after Karnak, after Eudora, those red runes, it'll be nice to get Cat's red rune shields to increase your shield to make them stronger. But the only downside to this, I need to let people know, the only downside to this, as you can see, that this is what you want, right? This is the best way of building your character, getting 4 DPS runes and then putting them on your character. But the downside is, how hard is that? It's going to be quite hard for a mid or even near to end game player. But if you're a whale or super endgame, you've been playing this game for maybe like 2 years, you maybe have the resources, but you want to have it like this: 4 DPS, so you get the crit damage and the attack by 50%, and then you also get the crit damage by 40, because that's all of what it feels about. It feels about just doing damage and critting. You don't want to have random ones. So for example, my one will look like this. If you're wondering why my cat is not strong, my cat is strong. It's just that I don't invest so much into her. But as you can see, I got unlucky. I had three normal, and I have this random red one. It was this healing. I don't know what this even is. But yeah, Empire Survival Rune, not a good thing because I want the damage. So now I lose the damage. I only get the 30% damage increase or crit damage increase, but I do not get the attack. You definitely need the attack. The attack is very important, and if you don't have it, it's unfortunate because you don't have it, but it's definitely something you want because it applies to your shield. The more attack you have is the more shield you can apply to your team, and overall it makes your character stronger. So when she does get a turn, she will do a bunch of damage because that's like 50% more damage, and 50% is actually a lot on this game. So yeah, if you don't have that, it's kind of not a good idea, but hopefully you get lucky. If you are trying to get the red runes, hopefully you get lucky. And after the skin is also mandatory. I would recommend getting a skin if you want to push a strong ethereal team. The reason why I recommend the skin, because again, like I said all the time, she's a slow character. Putting her at 95, the skin will put her at 100. It's not really pushing her as much, but again, you want to be better than the enemy team. And if the enemy team doesn't have the skin and you do, then you have a 1-up on the enemy team on attack and defense. And also you have other stats too, like it's giving you a tiny bit of attack and a tiny bit of HP. This is also nice. They're not that strong. 5% and 3% isn't really anything big, but it's also nice just to get the other stats with the skin. So again, if you're looking to make the strongest ethereal team, I advise you to get this skin. This skin will be free in like months to come. Not now, but maybe months to come. You can buy this from the shop. So like I said before on my other video, if you buy this every single day from when it first came out, you will get it around 5 months later. It takes you 5 months. Buying this every day will cost you 5 months. And if you go to the skins down here, the skin shop, you'll be able to buy one of these skins. At the moment, it's only showing you the 2 non-royals from the summer event. But as months goes on, they're going to put the Christmas event there. That was the next event after the summer event. And you will see Cat and Ellie here. And then you can buy those 2 skins. Or I would say buy the Cat skin because that's the best character here. And then, yeah, that's it. So again, if you are buying those every single day, I advise you to buy them every day. Even if they're 100 gems, buy them every day. So when the day does come, you can get the free skin if you are free to play. And if you're not free to play, then you can buy something else. But yeah, definitely a strong character, definitely mandatory. Definitely, again, this is a character that goes with Karnak. These two characters are like, I don't know, brothers and sisters. I don't know what you want to call them. Wife and husband, whatever. Definitely 2 characters you need in your team. They both got Protector and they both got Ethereal. Strong characters together. One does healing, one does shield. Amazing characters. If you want to be even more toxic, you can run Macaria to increase the shield for Cat, but that's about it. So yeah, like I said, just letting people know the characters you want. Mandatory are Idora, super mandatory. That's the main thing you want. Then Karnak, then Cat. These 3 have to be in your team to be a strong ethereal team. The next person is Dorabella. Dorabella is really strong. Some people say she falls off late game. I don't really think she falls off. I don't think there's some people that do her job better. I do think she can always have a room in your team. She works well with people that have Dawnbringer. Again, it's easy to have 3 Dawnbringer in your team. If you have 3 Dawnbringers in your team, it can be good because you can crit while doing it. And also her passive allows her to assist. I think it's this one. Is it this one? Yeah, this one here. Sometimes you can have a chance to attack randomly if you land a crit, and that's nice because sometimes you can crit while providing an assistant. Really nice. She has Monarch, so in the future, Monarchs can always get strong. Monarchs is one of the best last synergy in the game. If they do start to get more Monarchs in Ethereals, Dorabella is then going to be useful. Her speed is 105 really with the skin, but by default is 100. Like I said before, I'm going to say it again, the average DPS speed is 105 to 106 currently. So again, if you get the Dorabella skin for over here, you can get 105 speed, putting her just as strong as like Nyx or someone in terms of speed. And that's nice to be able to be the same speed as a royal, because then you can fight other royals on defense and attack. So definitely a good speed you want to have. Maybe for months from now, when the average speed is like 110, Dorabella would fall off completely. But right about now, with Light Seeker, with Monarchs, with her skin, there's a huge potential for her to be still good, even if you are an endgame player. But maybe you might have someone better by then. But she still has potential to be really strong in your team. And she attacks both backline and frontline. That's also really good because some characters can only attack the frontline, but as for her, she can attack both. And she has Dawnbringer to also spam attacks. And maybe she might get a crit while doing Dawnbringer to provide a shield and a heal from Karnak and Cat. So definitely a strong character. Her runes, however, are trash. Do not get the runes unless they're for PvE. These runes here are really good for PvE. The red one, avoid the red one as best as possible. You want to get the gold ones if you want to be strong in PvE to unlock I thought they called it like these trials, whatever. If you have this in trials, you will definitely succeed through trials. But apart from this is not good in PvP, so I wouldn't recommend it. But yeah, her whole kit, apart from the runes, is amazing. The skin, again, a nice skin, definitely beneficial for the speed, and it will put her at a decent speed level to fight other royals, or older royals, I should say. Ellie, I wouldn't recommend using this character at all. If you are extremely free to play, buy this character. I wouldn't recommend getting the skin if you haven't got it. I haven't got it because I wasn't playing at the summer event, the Christmas event. But the skin is nice. It gives her more speed, putting her 101 speed. But 101 speed is not really effective because, like I said in my last, I'm not going to say it again, but you know, that's not the average speed of a DPS. So it's not that good to have 101 speed. It doesn't really make a difference. But her whole kit is so weird. She has this, for example. The shadow thing is not that good. It applies dodge. That's really good for like Mystifiers and Avengers. If you're using those, that's good. I just don't think she fits into Ethereals that well. She's slow. She has Striker, for example. Striker is nice, but there's not other people you want to use it on. And even if she could use Striker, she probably might not even get a go. Nyx or someone might one-shot her, or now you might one-shot her by the time she gets a go. She's too slow. Her damage can be nice if she does get the damage off, but overall, not a good character. Free to play, yeah, but I would say avoid using this character. If you're desperate to look at a character that can work in Avengers, Mystifiers, and Ethereals, she's definitely the character. But do not spend any points in Lightseeker for her. She's a waste of time. Her runes, however, again, you do not want to get the red ones. The red ones are avoid as best as possible, and even the gold ones are a waste. Do not even spend any of the gold ones. Just avoid this character as best as possible. It's just a free to play character for people to use, and maybe a little, if you want to use her as an avatar, that's all she is really. But apart from that, not a good character. I would say avoid using this character. And then next is this character. She's better than Ellie, in my opinion. She's better than Ellie because she can have how can I explain it, more potential. With the new character coming out being Phantom, then you maybe have something going on. She can also give more crit to your team by applying crit. But overall, again, that's just as bad. It's just as bad, but because she's at 1016 speed, there might be potential in the future. She might get a buff, or she might get some amazing change. Then she's really good because her speed is amazing. But apart from that, just as bad. The reason why I think she's better than Ellie is because, like I said before, her speed can put her into a good situation in the future if there is any crazy buffs or events or whatever. As for Ellie, for example, she's way too slow. So even if you're playing like a high-end Any or Odyssey, she might even die by then because she's way too slow. Unlike Anubia, there is a chance for her to be decent in the future. But both her characters are bad. I'd avoid both of these characters. Do not waste anything, no resources on them whatsoever. Just avoid them. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Actually, no, wait, that's not it for the video. I've got something else to mention. But yeah, I'll go through it again. Mandatory, definitely mandatory. Do not skip out. Definitely get this. Definitely get him. Really strong. Also mandatory. She's also mandatory. Get her. This is a luxury, not a mandatory. It's a luxury. If you want to get this character, get it if you want. It's a luxury. The new Royal coming out for Ethereals is also a luxury. It's not a mandatory, it's a luxury. And then if you want to have somebody else, Dorabella would be the next option out of the other four characters. Out of her, out of Port, Ellie, and Anubia, Dorabella would be the winner out of those four. These two characters suck. Do not get them. They're just there for ultra free brand new players, but you want to stop using these as best as possible. Now, you're probably wondering what I'm going to show you. This is also an important thing for Ethereal players. The reason why I didn't show this for the Glorian video, because it wouldn't bother you really. But for Ethereals, this is important. When you complete every Odyssey, you'll get this card. If you complete it like once every month, you get this card. Now, there's some characters here that suck, like these three, like Friend and Femist and this other horse thing here. These characters suck, but for Ethereals, they have the best character in my opinion, which is Cat. You want to also spend your cards on this. It doesn't matter if you get her past 12. You want to get her to max. There's no reason not to get Katarina to max. You want to also get her to max because she's an amazing character. Other cards like this one, they look the same, right? Or not this one. This card, they look the same, right? No, not this card. This card, they look the same. This card is also a good card you want to use because, again, like I said, it has Cat in here. But people may say, well, you want to get Naui. Naui is definitely the first character you want to get. Naui is the first character you want to get out this card. Then the next character you want to get is either Cat, or you want to get her too, because these two characters are really strong. But I don't think it's wise to always pick this character over the other one, because again, Cat is more important. You want to get her from, you want to get her strong as best as possible. This character, you get her free every month in the guild shop, so it's kind of not that smart to always focus on this character, because you can always get this character without fail. Every month you can buy her from the guild shop. Unlike Cat, you can't get her from the guild shop. You can only get her from Odyssey, but maybe in the future they might remove her from Odyssey and then you may be stuck. So if you are building your team from now, it will be smart to use all your cards on either Naui, but if you don't want to use a card on Naui, it will be good to use it on Cat. But that's pretty much what I've got to say. Like, again, in the future, these cards might change, and it might put Port in there over Cat over time, and then you might be stuck. So again, it would be smart to put your cards into her. Her peak is at 12 star. Please get her to 12 star. If it's not 12 star, then at least 10, but it has to be 12, because 12 is her peak, and that's where she's really strong. If you can get her to 15, get her to 15. But yeah, that's all I've got to say about this video. If you've got any other videos you want me to do, please tell me in the comments and I'll do them maybe next week or this week or whenever I've got time. But yeah, thanks for watching this video. If it did help, please let me know in the comments, and I'll make another one in the future to update it. But yeah, thanks for watching.